process. Our bariatric process is all about change, isn't it? And change can be exciting. It can also be terrifying. And so we're going to talk about that together. And I'm going to help you figure out some ways to make that happen. So, understanding the change process. Bariatric surgery, huge life decision, probably one of the biggest. Some people even call it their new birthday. It helps to know why you choose bariatric surgery. If the why is strong enough, you will be successful. A lot of times we don't tune into the why, or the why really isn't strong enough, but we all have good, strong reasons why we're doing something. Sometimes we just need to get in touch with them. So I'd like you to pause this video and get into your bariatric notebook and write down all the reasons that you're choosing bariatric surgery. Usually there's more than one. And so write them all down, just brainstorm for a few minutes, and then start the video again. I wish we were together so that I could hear what the reasons that you chose for bariatric surgery are. But we want to talk about those reasons in light of the steps of change. The first step is pre-contemplation, and none of us are in that step anymore. Pre-contemplation is, I don't think I really have a problem or anything that I want to change. And so we've all popped out of that one, and we're at least in the next one, which is contemplation. And that is, I think there's a problem. I think there's something I want to do about it. I might not be ready yet, or it might be my wife's problem or my husband's problem or my boyfriend's problem, but I don't really know that it's mine. And so I'm going to give it some more thought. I'm going to talk to some more people. I'm going to read. I'm going to study about it, and then I'll figure it out. And then we're into preparation. And preparation is, there's a problem. I'm going to do something about it. And so we do more study, we talk to people, we go to the bariatric workshops or seminars that the doctors hold, we see dietitians, sometimes we see counselors, and we collect more information and we start to create our plan. So the reasons that you wrote in your journal put you in touch with the contemplation and preparation stages of the process. And then if you haven't had surgery yet, that's when you actually move to the action step. If you've had surgery, you're there. And that action step can take quite a long time. Actually, any of these steps can. And so we move to that action step, and we hope we stay there. But in reality, these steps are not like steps that you go up to get to the top. They're fluid, and you can go back and forth. I remember writing in my journal one day, who knew you could go from action to contemplation in the same day? Because I did something that was so completely automatic, I didn't even realize I was doing a former problem that I had to take care of. So it's important to understand how to keep moving forward and up the stairs, but knowing that it's not a one and done deal. It's something that we want to maintain. The reason for this is because we're changing the way that we're wiring our brains. We've been used to doing something for so long that it really is tough to get them rewired. So that wiring, that first wiring that we're used to, those old habits aren't going to go away. What we want to do is replace them with new habits that we are used to, and we do more often than old habits. I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, I changed offices, and it was just down the street, about a block and a half, but it took me a long time to consciously go to my new office. Because it was so close to my old office, I had to make a conscious decision to turn into that driveway instead of the one that was a block and a half down. And what really surprised me was that a year and a half after I had moved, I had something on my mind, and I had been to a store, and I was driving back to work, and I was in a little bit of a hurry because I was meeting a client there. And I went to my old office because even after a year and a half, I still was needing to make a deliberate effort to rewire my brain to my new office. And my brain wasn't really focusing on where I was going. It was focusing on this thing I was thinking about. So it does take a while to change our brains, to rewire those brains. So it has to be a conscious effort. It used to be that researchers thought after 2 years we were pretty much there, and this is coming especially from the addiction research, which lines up very nicely with our bariatric issues and research. So after 2 years, if you were if you were clean and sober for 2 years, they figured you were pretty much done. What they found is that you had a 50% chance of relapse and a 50% chance of staying clean and sober. So then they started looking at longer times. If you were clean and sober for 5 years instead of 2, your chances of success went up to 85%, which is really a startling difference. So it's really important that we keep it on the front of our mind and not let it go into our automatic mind. There's one other consideration, and this is a big one, and you'll hear me coming back to it over and over again. We have to believe it's going to happen in order for it to actually happen. The bariatric population, myself included, has been on so many diets, and we've lost probably more weight than everyone else put together. But the problem is we usually gain it back. And so we have come to believe that there is nothing that is going to work. I hear this so many times from so many clients. This is going to work. But we have to start believing in ourselves and believing in the process in order for the changes to become permanent. So I've developed sort of a shorthand way to do that, and this is based on my own work with my clients. I ask you to ask yourself every day on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 meaning I believe this with all my heart, I have no doubts, and 1 meaning nope, not happening. Ask yourself, where am I in my belief that I'm going to be successful here with this permanent weight drop? If the number is 6 or higher, you're in good shape. If the number is below 6, then you need to do some work. Either working with your change system, figuring out which level you're at. Did you drop back a level? How to get back up to that level. And then motivation, which is that is going to be our next topic. So what I'd love you to do is to, in your bariatric journal, do a daily check-in. What number am I at right now? What number am I at for most of the day today? How much do I believe I can change? And if your number is below a 6, ask yourself, okay, what went wrong today? What did I learn from it? And what will I do next time? Because there's no failure, it's just feedback. The idea is I don't wait till next Monday or till next month to get back on the horse. If I had a bad moment or bad day, I'm going to get on right now. You never want to let the bad day happen twice in a row. You always want to make sure you're back on the next time. And again, it's just feedback. Sometimes we learn more from what went wrong than what went right. So start seeing it in that light and you'll be just fine. And then if you are at the same stage or you're moved up on your change stages and you're still below a 6, then we want to look at motivation, which will be the next thing that we're going to watch here. So again, do your workout and we'll see you on the next video.